Hi, I'm Lisa, and today we're talking about dropping into the heart space. So, what's important about understanding about going into the heart space is it's a place of surrender. Not only are you surrendering to experiences and the answers that you're trying to find, but you're surrendering to all of your preconceived notions of what you think the answer should be. So, if you are attached to a specific answer, when you ask a question, it may be harder for you to actually get an accurate answer if you think you already know the answer. So, I know it sounds simple, but really, if you really, really want something and you're asking, is this good for me? Right now I'm choosing between a Snickers bar or eating a salad. It's like, okay, what's really good for me? So for some of you, that's really easy and you're really good at it. But for someone who may not be used to eating very many salads and is trying to get healthier or get more in tune to what the body really wants, and sometimes, let's say, you're used to just choosing a place of like, well, you know what, emotionally, this is going to feel better to eat the Snickers bar, whatever it is. Get in tune to in all parts of me. Is this really what's best for me? Will this help me in the long run? Ask those clarifying questions. So right now, the reason why it's important to go into heart space and to understand this surrender is because it allows you to get really clear on where am I coming from? What is the intent of my heart? Am I actually really trying to get answers that are going to help me, or that are I'm just looking for validation within me? Both are important. The difference is once again, are you wanting to continue to be right or find the right answer for you right now? There's a difference. And sometimes we have to let go of what we think is right. And it comes down to this too with other people. If they tell you, let's say somebody comes up to you and says, wow, I really think I need to go do this. And your opinion is like, well, what are you doing? You have to surrender to that. Is it your choice? Can you still guide people and coach people if you ask them if they want to hear your opinion? That's okay. If they don't want to hear your opinion, that's not your job. So, same with your subconscious mind. If you are trying to tell it what you want to hear back and like coerce different things, is it going to tell you a real opinion? Maybe not. So, if you want the truth, if you really want to go there, you have to surrender. So, when I would teach these classes to individuals, when I say individuals, I would teach classes and then we would break up into groups and have partners, and I would demonstrate this. So I would teach it, demonstrate, and then we'd apply it. And when you're going into heart space, and I say that because it's the visual of literally letting your conscious mind sink deep and literally just melt into the heart. And there's multiple ways that may work for you to be able to get to that point, and we're going to practice at the end of this video. So once you get there, literally just feel your body. Allow yourself to create a response that when you get there, you know you're there. It's almost like your mind is like quiet, still, and calm and goes blank. It doesn't need to take years to do this. You can learn how to do it in a short time, and it takes practice. Some of you may get it like immediately. Some maybe you've been doing this for a while, but I'm teaching this because it's critical to understanding where you are at. And if you're really ready and willing to let go of what you think you know to receive something that you really want to know. And those new thoughts are the only thing that's going to create new results in your life if you're ready for that. If you already have all the answers, there's no room to learn more. So right now we're expanding your container, we're expanding your consciousness, we're allowing you to open up to receive more. Okay? So once again, a big part of this is you can't get answers for other people unless they give you permission. And even then, it's best to ask others questions, because even your impressions are like, unless your heart's really in a good place, you've got to be really careful how you use this. I want to teach you how to apply it and use it for yourself. Still, I do use it in how I can best interact with relationships, but it's not, the intent is not to manipulate the relationship. It's to understand how I can best show up in the relationship. It's about me. Once again, how can I be my best version of me in this situation? And ultimately, the better I get at this, the more I'm realizing it's not just that relationship, it's with every relationship. How can I be really honest and considerate and kind in how I communicate? Um, so once again, we're going to just practice dropping to the heart space. Sometimes it helps to get grounded. And if you either you can eventually learn how to live from this space, which it keeps your heart very open, which is beautiful and wonderful. If you're in a toxic environment, or if you're going to be watching a really dark movie, scary movie, I recommend you be careful, because you're going to be really open and things are going to start sinking in, right? And so what are you ready to open up to? And that's why environment is important. The music you listen to, it's all going in. It's just a form of different kind of programming. It's effortless to remember certain lyrics that you don't even have to think about. You just listen to it. It's like, wow, that's really catchy and fun. Is it what you want repeating in your mind, though? Is it what you would want to become a part of if it was repeating in your mind? And same with movies. Do you want those impressions to sink in with you? It is a television. It is telling a vision. That's television. That's TV. And then like music, it's imprinting in our mind. Once again, it's using frequencies and all the things that we are. We're just antennas and we're receptors, and we get things to soak in. So we are learning how to tune in right now to our own frequency, to adjust what we want to resonate with us. The new ideas, they're always around us, just like you can have a radio, but you only hear the music that you're tuned into. So let's tune your radio. Let's tune your frequencies. Let's get clear on where you're at, and then start asking questions in this beautiful space where you can start getting places. Okay, so this is a powerful tool. It's simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. It might take practice. Even if it doesn't seem like a perfect way to do it, there's no right or wrong. Got it? Okay, it doesn't have to feel a certain way. It doesn't have to look a certain way. You don't have to have some amazing breakthrough every time, because every time it's different, and usually it's exactly what it needs to be in the moment. And you can ask questions and get curious about why it happened just the way it did. And once again, it's just there for your learning and growth. Okay, it's that simple. So to begin, I like to get in a relaxed position, and sometimes I don't realize how not relaxed I am until I start trying to relax, and I'm like, oh wow, there's that there, and you start getting present to how you feel in your body and what's here or there, and are you experiencing any sensations in any parts of your body? And just relax, be conscious of it. And once again, you're bringing that energy back into your body, because it's not about just trying to tune into somebody else and be like, well, how can I make them? No, it's not about that. You're not trying to drop into your heart space where you can just you can use it to connect with people, but once again, we're bringing it back into our bodies. You're getting present to your frame. An example of this is at one point in my life, I was in the middle of a move. I was feeling really stressed and overwhelmed, and I had what felt like an endless list to do, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to get everything done that day. And the one thing I wanted to do was to go take a bath. And as I took a deep breath, and as I set aside all the stresses that I had to deal with, these things, granted, were working with inanimate objects. It wasn't like another person that I was working with. And when I got present with, I'm working with me right now. And if I am more relaxed and I can calm down and I can take care of me right now, this is the relationship that I need to prioritize. No one else is prioritizing that right now. If I neglect me, that time is gone. Like, you don't get that time back to take care of you. You don't get that time back to take care of any of your personal relationships with people. Things can wait, but there's a certain point where, if you leave a certain priceless object outside for too long, well, it will be there for you. I don't know what condition it will be in. And that's true with every relationship. So in that moment where I was like really overwhelmed, I chose to take a bath. And I calmed down and I collected my thoughts and my feelings, and I got really present that in order to even have gotten to that moment, it took me asking, what do I need right now? Rather than, what does everybody else need right now? Everybody had something that they needed. All of their needs were taken care of. I was the only one that could take care of my needs, though, in that moment. So here's a chance for you to get present on, what do you need right now? When somebody is talking poorly to you, or when you're in a stressful situation, or when you are at work or driving, or you're tired, or have you asked yourself, what do I need right now? And is it okay for me to receive what I need? Am I willing to give myself that? If it was somebody else that was going through what I'm going through right now, and they were to be like, wow, I really need this right now, would you want to accommodate to them? And if the answer is yes, why don't you treat yourself in the same way that you treat them? So, what does this have to do with going in the heart space? You need to be present and you need to surrender to what you think you know to be able to open up to what you really know. And that's your higher self, your spirit, your subconscious. Like, this is something that has been talked about for years. People have so many different names for it. Some people try to monetize it. Some people literally try to claim that they can give you access to this. You have access to it right now. Some people use tarot cards. Some people like go to different people that tune in and can tell you different parts of maybe what's showing up for you subconsciously, but ultimately you can find all the answers internally. Some of those tools can be useful. Trust me, there's a lot of them out there. And if you feel inspired to use them, I'm not discrediting that. They can be very useful. But one thing that I've learned is no matter what you put out there, don't limit it. Even if you want something really big, see if the time frame needs to be limited. And ultimately, it's up to you of, are you following the steps that you need to follow that's going to get you where you want to go as soon as you are ready for that. And that decision of readiness or of closure or completeness of where you're at, where you want to go, is up to you. So I know it sounds really big, but maybe there are things that you're like, I want to get these things done between now and then. That's okay too. So right now, I'm just going to teach you how to drop into your heart space and how simple it is. So I start, and like, I've gotten to the point where I can get there really quick, and I coach people on doing this. And so I'm just coaching you. If you have questions or comments, please leave them in the description or in the comments below, and I'm happy to go into more detail if anything wasn't clear for you. So once again, it's using your visualization and trying to tune into how you feel in all parts of your body. I like to take 3 deep cleansing breaths. I like to close my eyes. Breathing in, it allows me to get present to how I feel. I like to relax. I become aware of where my conscious mind is, and then I allow myself, as if literally my vision, if my eyes were open, what I would see, it would be like I'm looking further and further up in the ceiling, so I'm smaller and smaller and smaller, and then like, I can feel my heart, it feels warm. There's this pounding sound where my heart is beating, and then I'm there, and then as though I'm like backing into a door, then I'm there, and I can open the door and I can look out, and then I can close the doors behind me, and then I can turn around and I can be like, okay, what's here? That's me dropping into the heart space. And I'm there right now. And so it's exciting. I can explore. I can be like, wow, what does it feel like right now? And if you're following along with me, I invite you to just ask those questions of, what does it feel like? Or if I could feel something, what would I feel? If I could see something, what would I see? Is there anything here that I need to let go of? Is there anything here that I need to receive? And then to explore with it. Is there a scenery? Do you know what you look like? Is there anybody with you? So these questions, they're so huge. I'm going to go ahead and open my eyes now, and I'm going to take that information with me. So you can drop into your heart space and you can interact in the world from this place. You can be present to your family, your children, your relatives, your special partner, whoever it is, and you can just be in this place of openness and surrender. It's like being in a new environment, one that you're not trying to manipulate, you're not trying to control it. You're in a state of surrender and experience, but openness, where you can be like, wow, I'd really like to feel more of this, or I have this question, and it's amazing. And you might be surprised, but when you're in that state, sometimes answers come before you even have a chance to ask the question. It's like the question comes and instantly you get answers. So that's it. It's that simple. That was it. So you can practice as soon as you know what that feeling is like. You can just be like, okay, I'm going to go to it. And sometimes I just imagine like a marble, and I close my eyes and take one deep breath. And I see the marble dropping down, and I feel it in my heart. And then sometimes, like, Like if I have a spotter, I'm in classes, we would have somebody spotting you, ready to catch you, so you could literally just fall into it. Literally, as you're dropping into the heart space, your whole body can just fall backwards. And it's symbolic of physically surrendering, trusting, and relaxing into that space. That's how real it is. That's how beautiful it is. And when you're there, oh my goodness, it's like our spiritual playground right there. And as you work in that, like miracles happen, shifts can happen right away. You can start to really play with your vision. Unless if your forte is to hear things or to see things or just feel things, use what your senses are that are strongest in your nature. Maybe explore a few different ones. You can even do this with your eyes open. That's a whole different class. I'm not going to go into that right now, but just play with going into your heart space and asking questions. That's why we're here. If you want to build your confidence, getting clear on answers, go into your heart space. This is similar tools are taught. I've taken classes on self hypnosis as well, and this is similar to that. It's got a different spin on it where I'm combining knowledge from multiple classes, which you can take other classes. I'm not going to name those classes on this platform right now, but just so you know, the information is out there. Sometimes these bits of information can cost over $100,000 to learn. Sometimes it's $25,000. It doesn't really matter the cost. All that matters is value it and use it. These are priceless tools that can make differences in your life right now while you're watching this, and keep doing the work. That's what it's about. And this is the kind of work that people don't really see on the outside till they see the changes that you make on the inside. So I invite you to keep going on this journey with me. It's so exciting, and trust me, it gets more and more exciting, and things that you never thought possible become possible. So never limit what's possible. Anyway, love you.